Hi, I am Davide Pietrobon. I am a postdoctoral fellow at the University of Geneva, and I am a microeconomist interested in economic development, behavioral economics, and social networks. In my job market paper, which is entitled Risk Sharing, Private Information, and the Use of Fertilizer, I theoretically analyze and quantify the relationship between risk sharing arrangements and fertilizer use in village economies. So every year, governments around the developing world spend billions of dollars on agricultural input subsidies. Now, why is that? One of the reasons is that many agricultural experts strongly believe that there are huge returns to increased agricultural input use in developing countries. The idea is that if farmers in those countries were to use more agricultural inputs, they would dramatically increase their agricultural productivity and hence their standards of living. Now, economists have long been interested in understanding why agricultural input use is so low in developing countries as compared to developed countries. And I believe that my research contributes to this endeavor by focusing on how traditional village institutions might affect farmers' incentives to use different agricultural inputs. In particular, the question I ask in my job market paper is, how do risk sharing or informal insurance arrangements affect the returns to agricultural inputs? So what are these risk-sharing arrangements? Basically, rural households in developing countries rely on informal risk-sharing networks to insure against many idiosyncratic shocks to their agricultural production. Basically, what this means is that they exchange money and food with each other in times of need. Now, insurance is very valuable, especially in those high-risk environments. However, insurance can also have a disincentive effect. Indeed, if the effort that people exert and provide to their agricultural production is not perfectly observable, then insurance can induce households to decrease their effort supply. At the same time, effort exhibits different degrees of complementarity and substitutability with different agricultural inputs. So going back to the question I asked in my job market paper, how do risk-sharing arrangements affect agricultural input use in developing countries? My answer in this paper is that, first of all, risk-sharing can have a discouraging effect on effort supply, and second, this effort reduction can go hand in hand with a reduction in the use of effort complementary inputs, such as fertilizer. So more specifically, what I do in this paper is I build and study a model of risk sharing which incorporates private information frictions in production decisions and a complementarity between effort and fertilizer. Then from the empirical side, I structurally estimate this model using the latest ICRISAT panel from rural India. Once I estimate the structural parameters, what I do with that is a counterfactual exercise that allows me to quantify the relationship between risk sharing and fertilizer use in these villages. What I find is that if we were to move from a situation in which there was full insurance to a situation in which there was no risk sharing at all, then median fertilizer use would increase by 3.6 times. Thank you.